My name is Jill Charlene. I'm a child care provider, a former teacher, voice instructor, and an author. The reason for me picking my topic today, which is are we being poisoned by our food, is due to the fact that I come from a family that has struggled with weight control and losing weight and keeping it off. And I still deal with this issue today. And it brought about the question, are there other factors? Is it just about what we eat and how we exercise, or are there other factors that come into play? What I have found through investigating with books and different websites is that there are other things in play that cause us to not be able to maintain a healthy weight. The topics we need to touch on today when doing this category are the practices utilized on farms that are contaminating the produce we eat, the Food and Drug Administration, what is their involvement in poisoning our food, what is the purpose of food for our bodies, what do the added chemicals do to the food, and what does it do to our bodies, and what is the controversy between natural cures and chemically created medicines. The Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, they allow chemicals to be injected in our meats and sprayed on our crops, which some have been proven to cause cancer and other ailments, as well as change the nutritional value of our fruits and vegetables. Hormones approved by the FDA to be given to animals not only cause the animals to mature and plump up at an accelerated rate, but it has the same effect on the humans who consume these meats and products. The chemicals in the pesticides approved by the FDA to be used on farms not only change the nutritional value of the crops, but it also changes the soil. The USA, therefore, has tainted soil. Tests done on crops have shown that vegetables and fruit today have a significantly decreased nutritional value as the same items from 50 years ago. Additives and preservatives and chemicals that have been shown to have no purpose are in most processed packaged foods in our supermarkets. Just a note, in other countries, their supermarket is not set up like our supermarket. Our supermarket has the main focus on what we call FAUX, F-A-U-X, which is pre-packaged food that is predominantly chemicals. Actually, there's not much food content in it. And the rest of the regular food, the fruits and vegetables and our meats, is just on the perimeter. However, in other countries, their markets are filled with fresh foods, fruits, vegetables, and meats, and you very rarely can even find a section which has packaged foods. And if they do have it, it's very small, against ours. Okay, and one thing we need to look at is what is the purpose for food in our bodies? And what do the added chemicals do to the food? And how does it affect our bodies? Food is meant to be fuel for our bodies. Food is meant to nourish, protect, and heal our bodies. Chemicals added to our food changes the nutritional value of our food. Natural herbs, plants, and foods have disease-fighting capabilities. Food not altered by pesticides, hormones, and antibiotics have the ability to foster good health and protect our bodies. Unfortunately, most medicines approved for use by the FDA actually do more harm in the body, sometimes fostering worse ailments than they are said to cure. The FDA also allows chemicals to be added to our naturally healthy food, which changes our food and actually makes it cause ailments. One thing we also need to look into is the caged animals, the fact that they're not allowed to roam. This makes the animals, they're not just eating, in a grassy area. They're eating amongst their own urine and feces, and that's going into their bodies, causing them to be sickly, and that's what's being allowed to be put on our tables. And unfortunately, just like with the chemicals that is punched into the meat, deposited into the meats, the pesticides, when it hits our soil, what it does is it kills off the insects that would actually go down to that plant and carry minerals from rocks and things, and it alters our food so that it's not healthy like it was before because that mineral is not there that would have been deposited by that Due to time constraints, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up. There's more I could share on. I'm going to give you a source paper so that you can then look on your own. There's several books and websites that can assist you in that. Are there any questions or comments that anyone would like to make? Anyone?
What about preservatives in food?
Okay, yes, the preservatives in the additives, that's a big problem because what that does is most of it is chemicals. When you look at our packaged foods, the first part of the ingredients is mostly chemicals. You might see something like cornstarch or, however you say that, hydrated meats or whatever, but it's at the very end, which means the predominant part of that food is not food at all. That's why it's called for food. And it does things to your body. It can cause cancer. It can cause you to age quicker. The stuff that's being pumped in our meat, that's why young ladies are getting their periods earlier or developing breasts earlier. Is there any other comments?
Do you feel our water is being poisoned as well?
Our water, it's got a lot of issues, especially the fact that it's over-chlorinated. We think of that as a good thing. However, it kills things, but it also kills minerals. It's best to drink spring water and make sure it says spring on the bottle. Well, we're out of time, but we can talk a little bit more. What I wanted to do is just thank you all for coming and thank you for your input. And just keep in mind that if you have healthy soil and it produces healthy food, and then you eat that food, it produces a healthy body. And a healthy body can heal itself, just like it's supposed to. Thank you, everybody.